Yeah, hi guys. Today I'm out walking another section of the Christchurch 360 trail. This section I'm walking is the beginning of the estuary wetlands one, and so I'm walking from the bottom of Scarborough Hill out to Mount Pleasant, and then I've already published a video where I walked from Mount Pleasant. Well, I rode my bike from Mount Pleasant out to Travis Wetlands. Yeah. So this section of the trail is approximately maybe 5 kilometres. You're walking along beside the road for most of the time, and so what I would do is there's a car park at the bottom of Mount Pleasant, park your car in the car park at the bottom of Mount Pleasant, and then catch the bus to Sumner, Scarborough, and then just walk back from there. Yeah, so most of the trek, as I say, is walking along next to the road, basically from Redcliffs back to Mount Pleasant. But the first section of it, you're actually walking along the seawall from Scarborough Cliffs down to Sumner. There's a walkway there called the Coastal Pathway, and so it's about half completed at the moment. They're working on it. It's supposed to be finished sometime early next year. Yeah. Just head over there, there's a bus stop about maybe 200 metres up the road. So you want to jump on the number 3 Sumner bus. So we're here on Sumner, and then we'll just head to the start of the trek. That's the end of the Taylor's Mistake to Scarborough section of the Christchurch 360. And then what you're doing is you're basically just walking along the edge of the Sumner Bay here, and heading along and getting onto the Esplanade. And then you're walking along the Esplanade and heading down to the bottom of Mount Pleasant. Yeah, so we'll head off in that direction. The sea is unusually calm today. Tide's right out. There's a map of the Christchurch 360 section through here. That's the estuary marshes section of the Christchurch 360. So you're just walking along the Esplanade all the way over to Cave Rock. There's lots of parking down at this end of this section to leave your car at. Some people surfing out there. That's a really good surf beach. So there's toilets at regular intervals along this walkway. That's one of them, down by Scarborough. That's looking up the valley between Sumner and Scarborough up to Evans Pass. That's Cave Rock over there. There's a wee signalling tower up on top that they used in the 19th century. We'll walk up the top and have a look up the coast. There's a set of steps that go up the side of Cave Rock to the top. So that's the beach at Sumner, and the mouth of the Heathcote River and Avon Rivers just over there coming out of the estuary. The village of Sumner out there. That's looking back along the way that we've come back down to Scarborough. We're looking over the mouth of the Avon Heathcote estuary to South Shore. There's a park to a river pilot up there. Yeah, it's quite a steep climb getting up to the top of Cave Rock. There's a cavern that goes through the middle of Cave Rock that you can walk through. Yeah, so at low tide you can actually walk through the cave here, so we'll just walk through the cave. This was actually closed off for a long time after the Christchurch earthquakes because some big chunks of rock fell off the roof. So at high tide this is all inundated in here. So you can't go out to the front there anymore because of it's too close to the ocean and there's rockfall possibilities, but there's a side entrance here that goes out onto Sumner Beach. That's the side portal to the cave. So you just continue along the esplanade in that direction and you're heading for Red Cliffs. That takeaway stand over there sells really good American hot dogs. Karen and I come down here and have them all the time. There's a series of memorial posts down here, and they've got the names of famous battles New Zealanders fought at. Falkland Island, Le Quesnoy, Somme, Passchendaele, stuff like that. Yeah. So there's a whole series of Norfolk pines down here along the edge of the road. Really pretty trees, Norfolk pines. We're on a cycleway. So there's a set of public toilets there right on the edge of Sumner, and then there's another set round in Red Cliffs. So we're officially on the Christchurch Coastal Pathway, which is this section of the Christchurch 360. That's the Sumner Surf Club. Looking back over Sumner Beach, Scarborough in the distance. Golland's Point here is the end of Sumner and goes around to Red Cliffs from here. So that pile of rocks over there is Shag Rock. Shag Rock used to be a rock spire at the mouth of the Heathcote Avon estuary. That second Christchurch earthquake completely crushed it, knocked it over, blasted it to pieces, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so it's just a big pile of rocks now, but it used to be about 15 to 20 feet high. And at high tide it was like separated out from the mainland by water between the rocks and here. Yeah. Over in the background there you can see some pine trees. That marks South Shore, which is a suburb at the end of that big long sand spit. And in between here and there is the mouth of the Heathcote Avon River. Yeah, and then the estuary is in the back here. At the moment the tide's out, but when the tide's in, all those mud flats in there are all covered with water. Yes, so people here in Christchurch have taken to calling Shagged Rock because obviously, as you can see, it's totally shagged. So the river flows out through the mouth of the estuary and goes out to the ocean out there. You have to be really careful when you're swimming in this area because there's like really awesome rips from the rivers. You can see there's some people out there sea kayaking out. Got to be really careful, because if you got tipped out, the rip out there will just take you like 2 or 3 kilometres offshore. Yeah, that's how far out it goes. The water out there is really shallow. When it's an extreme low tide, you can actually walk out almost to where that sea kayak is. So you have to cross over the road here. This isn't normally part of the pathway, but they're working on the road up ahead of us, so just take care crossing the road. Yeah, so normally you stay on the other side of the road. That's looking up the estuary of the Heathcote and Avon rivers. You have to walk along close to the edge of the road. It's looking back over towards Shag Rock, and if you walk that way you're heading back towards Sumner. They're building a section of the coastal pathway, filling it in here and building it out into the estuary. And so this is going to go all the way around to Shag Rock over there eventually. So the whole way around they're going to have to put it where it's like 30-40 feet out into the estuary. So just stopping for some lunch. I bought a roast beef and salad wrap when I was at Sumner, so I'm going to have that, and I've just got some iced tea to have with it as well. I'm just sitting in Barrett Park, which is a park on the edge of Red Cliffs. I'll have a talk about it after I finish my lunch. Yeah, so I've just been eating my lunch in Barrett Park, which is a park out in Red Cliffs. This is a park we used to come to lots when we were kids. There's this really thick native bush up the side of the valley that we used to run through, and there's like play equipment. There's some sport fields in behind those trees over there. At one time this just about became the portal for the tunnel over to Lyttelton Harbour. They did some exploratory digging up at the head of the valley because this was the shortest place between Christchurch and Lyttelton, but they actually found that the rock was really hard and there was like fragmented rock. It was going to be too hard to build it, and so they built it over in the Heathcote Valley. Yeah. There's a nice walk at the end of this valley up to an old cave right up at the top of the valley there. That they found Maori relics in it, like bones and stuff like that, and you can walk up there. You're not allowed to go into the tunnel anymore, but you can actually walk up this track to the front of it. Yeah, it's quite a nice track. It takes about an hour and a half for turn. So up to this point you've been walking on the main road, but you're just turning down that side road there in front of us. That's where the trek heads to. So there's a couple of shops here, there's a service station, and there's I think 2 cafes if you need any food or drinks. There's a wee reserve there called Beachville Reserve. That would be a really excellent spot for a lunch because you have views out over the estuary over here. So we're just walking down the footpath here, down along next to the estuary for about the next 30 minutes. That's South Shore Spit over there on the other side of the estuary. So we're just walking down to the Monks Bay causeway, which is the last section of the trek. We're in Redcliffs at the moment. Looking over to the new Redcliffe School. The old Redcliffe School was right under those big cliffs in the background there, and in the Christchurch earthquakes, like big rocks were falling down on the playing grounds, so they had to shift the school to this location. Yeah, so the school used to be over underneath those big massive cliffs over there. That's looking across to South Shore, across the estuary. Yeah, the tide's coming in, those mud flats are slowly going under the water. That's looking further up the estuary, in towards the area of Bromley. So we seat there that you can sit on. The estuary is a home for lots of different seabirds and wetland birds. So you can see ducks, seagulls, geese. You also see swans out here sometimes, pukekos, oyster catchers, all kinds of birds. Those people in the distance are gathering shellfish off that beach. They actually shouldn't be doing that. The oxidation sewage ponds dump all of their wastewater into the estuary, so you're not allowed to take shellfish from here. A small area of native planting here. Christchurch 360 logo on that lamppost there, pointing out across Monks Bay causeway, and that's the last section of the trek. So where I am at the moment is I'm just at a park at the bottom of Mount Pleasant. I'm probably about 500 metres away from the end of the track. Yeah, this is a really nice track. I've walked this a couple of times, 3-4 times now. This section I'm doing today because I haven't filmed it previously, and so I wanted you to see what the track section looked like. Yeah, bottom of Mount Pleasant Hills, Mount Pleasant Road. It's the upper part of the estuary. The car park is about 300-400 metres ahead of us here. Those are the closest bus stops to the car park, so that's where you want to get on the bus and get off the bus. You can see the bus heading into town on the other side of the road over there. There's the car park in front of us, nearly the end of the track. From here you just keep on the cycleway and you start heading out towards Travis Wetlands. So there's a toilet here at the car park that you can use. There's also a water fountain over there if you need them before you start your trek or at the end of it. There's also a bus stop just over there that you can go to head down to Sumner. So from here I'm just going to jump in the car and head for home. I hope you enjoyed that. Come back soon. There's more adventures happening. I'm heading up to Abel Tasman National Park at the beginning of August. I've got a few day walks planned between now and then, so more stuff for you to see, and I'm still working on my vlogs for the trip that Karen and I took to Punakaiki a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, keep an eye out for those. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video.